you to say anything, yeah. I know you are the only one. A little taste of heaven, and you know I am the only one. You better take the hell. Your eyes scream, the air is creeping in. I'll need 37 stitches to keep the pain in. And I know you are the only one on the darkest side of the sun. On the darkest side of the sun. Oh yeah. Followed the pipe of sweet whistling, got it down the path by the wrong hand. Closed my eyes for the chance of a better view. Closed my ears so I couldn't hear you. And I know you are the one, the one.
Right back here, the Seth Williams Show with Chris Aiken. And joining us now, CJ Pierce, Drowning Pool.
Hey, what's happening? How y'all doing?
What's up, CJ? Dude, your beard has grown a long way since that video.
Oh, yeah, it's slowly creeping out. It's getting longer, more gray.
Well, you see me, I got the Santa thing going, so.
No, it's looking good, man. It's looking good.
Well, dude, it's good to see you, man. It's good to have Drowning Pool back and back in action, out there on the road once again. So why don't we start there? You know, there's a lot of news around the band, so maybe catch everybody up with what's going on in the world of Drowning Pool.
Yeah, man, starting this year, beginning of the year, we got Ryan McCombs back in the band. It's been awesome. It's been amazing. You know, it's been a good 12, 13 years since we, worked together. And we remained friends during this whole time. We just, I guess the stars aligned for us to work together again. And it's been awesome, man. The second he came in town, he's been staying at my house. And we just started working on new songs, and we just did a handful of shows. We got this tour coming up with Saliva. A lot of things happen, man.
Right on, man. Well, dude, we had Bobby from Saliva on Monday, and he was talking about the tour. And you guys are here. You're here in Cleveland on September the 27th at the House of Blues, I believe. And it's an exciting time. I as just a fan of that era, and Seth's a big fan too of that era of music. It seems like the era, the mid-90s to the mid-2000s bands are kind of replacing what has been the 80s bands for the last 10 years. It seems like the nostalgia thing is updated a little bit, and this era is now getting a lot more of that return love that kind of went away for a little bit here. Right. What do you think, man, as somebody that's out there making music through this whole period?
Would you say the upscale nostalgia bands?
Yeah, I was just saying, what are you seeing? Are you seeing a comeback for it, man? For this era?
It's we never really went away as much as just like it's just a roller coaster ride of the music business. It's just been up and down for us personally and our band. We never really stopped ever at any point, but yeah, sometimes you get the limelight, sometimes you don't. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of bands that are still touring in that era. I mean, just to name a few, obviously we're doing stuff with Saliva, Nonpoint's still out there. I mean, his band Slipknot's still playing.
Sure.
A show with Pantera, man, it was freaking amazing, dude. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun time. It's fun music. I love what we play. I love all the bands around that time frame, and it's awesome. Like, dude, I went to saw Disturbed last night. And
okay.
And man, I don't know if anybody's seen this new tour yet. I know it's 7 days into it, but a band like that, again, we came out at the same time. We did Music as a Weapon tour together. Just seeing their show, man, they brought an A game, dude. They brought so much fire and lights, and they brought the metal. It was awesome, man. I was blown away.
Hell yeah, man.
This is my era of music. Like, this is my, time when I was on radio playing you guys 5,000 times a day, man. So, I mean, that's the kind of shit that I, kind of grew into and loved. How tough is it, though, coming in with, a new singer? Is it difficult trying to find that rhythm and everything again?
We went through that before. I mean, with Ryan come back in the band, we've already worked together. So this is a new spot I never thought knew we would be in, but I absolutely love it, man. He's great to work with. And him and I always had a great writing relationship together. And that's showing through now that he's been here. In fact, I'm picking him up at the airport after I talk to you guys. He's flying back down. It's just amazing how the wheels are rolling now. But yeah, it was, it's always, I wouldn't say it's a challenge because Mike Luce, our drummer at Stevie Ben, our bass player and myself have been writing songs together, working together since high school, man. And, we had a great success, obviously, with the great Dave Williams.
Sure.
And, we had Jason Jones walked in, the man had a strong voice, and we worked, obviously with Ryan Two Records and Jason Moreno. So it kind of no, it's been fun, man. It's exploring different styles of music that you would do within your band. When a different singer came in with their style, we write how we write, but then you also, maybe curtail it a little bit to work to what works with that singer. But with Ryan, man, we already had a bunch of jamming tunes and stuff that's coming out now. It's just like, it's amazing. It's just flowing like wine.
Right, there you go. Well, dude, is it
from nostalgia bands?
nice? Is it difficult? And maybe difficult's not the right word, but is it? I'm gonna stay with difficult for now. Is it difficult to have two bands like obviously Drowning Pool and Soil, who are sort of like-minded, stylistically, a little bit different? Obviously, there's differences, but does it create scheduling conflicts at all to have Ryan do both bands? And like they just put out a record 2 weeks ago or something, so
right.
He's got to promote that on some level, to do his other band justice too.
It's picked up this year. We definitely we've all been friends and family since day one. Like there's never been any issues, which I love about that. I love Tim King, and I just love all those dudes. And Adam, they're great guys, and we're just, again, it's friends and family. But now we're in a new position we weren't in before. They do have shows coming up. Soil has some shows as well between Drowning Pool. I think if anybody didn't think about that was Ryan McCombs, because now he's got to sing a lot more.
Right.
But for him, to me, it's like that keeps his voice strong. Dude, I gotta be honest, he's stronger than ever before. But he comes in, he's doing these vocal warm-ups. He's singing all the main parts, all the backup parts when we rehearse. He's just covering it all. So he wants to come out like you've never seen this guy before. It's amazing like I said, it's just the position that we're in now, man, and the shows that we're having. But we all communicate really well, and we schedule around that stuff. Soil has some shows coming up, and then we have the tour with Saliva, and then I think Soil has a couple of shows in December, and then we have some stuff in January. So it's a balanced thing, but as long as we stay ahead of the game, everything's been okay so far.
Good.
What was like the biggest surprise in your career? Did you expect Bodies to take off the way that it did? I mean, it kind of became an anthem to all kind of different things. And did you expect that when you put that song out?
I mean, dude, it's like anybody, every local band in Dallas, where we're based out of, or just anywhere in any city. You want to get your music out there, you want to get your art out there, and you hope that's something that people can gravitate towards it. But on Bodies, man, especially just with every year, I'm just blown away and amazed. It keeps getting used for different things, It's been movies, commercials, WWE, obviously. It just keeps popping up. People want to use it for stuff. And I have young fans coming out like, man, I just heard this brand new song. Like it's a brand new single. So it's awesome that it has that, I guess it just has a longevity to it, man. And, we were writing songs that we write, man. We get in the rehearsal room with a case of beer and start jamming with each other. And that's what comes out,
Is it a pain in the ass now, though, compared to when you were selling CDs? And you got all this streaming shit that you got to deal with, and social media, and it's all that kind of junk that's going on, as opposed to back in the day, man, we just go to a record store, buy the stuff, and move on.
Yeah, it's a different mindset and the mind frame, and you got to roll with the punches. I mean, coming up with the old school of I'd say old school. I was in the era from cassette tapes to CDs. Oh wow, look at these new CDs, and
right.
Stayed in the CD world for a long time, and had something tangible that you can sign and give to people. You put it in. Like, you used to sit there and listen to whole albums. That's just kind of how we grew up. And like now everybody hits the song and they swipe to the next song. It's like, they just want to hear one thing here and there, and attention spans faster as far as that's concerned. But the streaming part too, man, I don't even want to get into that whole subject. I mean, I still get to play music and put on shows and stuff, but there's definitely no compensation for any of your music. The time it takes to write and record and all those things. You're on your own on that nowadays. So
yeah, I mean that's what kills me is you guys you're working for a living, and these streaming companies, and they're taking money out of your pocket. And people bitched about downloading music. Now they do it for nothing.
It's like, you get 0.0033 cent of a stream after billions of streams, and like this guy, what is he building rockets? What is he?
Yeah.
He's got millions of dollars in cars. That's great, dude. Thanks for taking all the musicians' money. Maybe give us maybe a cent, and not 0.0003. But I mean, that's just where we live right now.
Well, I just have to ask the obvious question: why give them a whole record? Why not give Spotify or Apple or YouTube Music or whatever 4 songs and let fans know that even if it's cheap, even if it was like $5, they could buy the whole CD with 11 songs or whatever on your website?
Right. Yeah, so there's a lot of different avenues now, and it's a learning curve for us, and things changing constantly on it. We want to make the best decisions. If anything, I just want to get the music out there where fans hear it, and we love touring. I love putting on a live show. I love hanging out. I love watching the other bands play. So, that's kind of where my head's at. But yeah, it does take time and effort to write. It does take time and money to record.
Sure.
Stuff, and you really get nothing for your music. And it's not like, again, I'm not trying to buy some fancy cars in a mansion. It's just, it costs this X amount of money to record and put this out, and you just,
Yeah, I know.
Job, man. That's your livelihood.
So, I don't know.
It's tough, dude. Well, dude, I wanted to address something with you that you guys do, and I'm sure you've heard this from a lot of guys, and I will accent it, even though I was in the service before you guys started doing service stuff. So I know you, for people that don't know, you guys have done a lot of stuff for military. You've gone out and played shows and gone to some scary places sometimes to play shows for the troops. And I can tell you for a fact how important that is to soldiers. When I was stationed in Korea, which was in the 70s, because I'm old, but or the 80s, not 70s, but the 80s, when we would get a band that would come over, like for us, it was like Foghat or America, or those bands were coming over with the USO, and we could not have been more thrilled because it brought home to us, and I'm sure that's what you felt as well. Talk a little bit about that, man, what the reaction has always been for you guys when you do it, because I can tell you for a fact, soldiers respect that more than anything.
Oh, man, it's been one of the greatest things ever for us. I mean, we started in 2005, as the Iraq War. It was a live,
yeah,
we were live bases. We were actually, getting shot at and people trying to, blow up the live show there. But, that was, we still do that every year since 2005, 2007, we went back. We try to go as many times as we can. We have shows coming up in December and January this year. We're actually going over for Christmas and New Year's and doing shows for troops over in Poland. So we won't be home for Christmas or New Year's, or missing some families' birthdays. But it's that thing that you give back. I mean, they dedicate some people over there for 3-4 tours or 4 years of their life. And for us to bring some music to them, it gives them a piece of home, just like you said. It gives them a mental break from where they're at and makes them feel like they're at a rock show again. At home, and dude, the energy and the vibe from the shows are just, you can't even explain it. It's like just awesome, man.
So, all right, you're an established band as opposed to some of these younger guys, and you've been doing it for a long time. And I ask a lot of these younger bands about these festivals. What you guys are doing with this tour of Saliva, I dig, because it's playing some of these clubs that I actually want to go to and see the bands that I like. I don't have to sit through 100 different bands and 3 days of rain and heat to on the field somewhere. What do you guys prefer doing? I mean, I'm a fat guy. I'm going to die at a festival, but I like to go. I want to go see the bands like you that I've been loving for a decade, and I want to see it at a concert club. What do you prefer doing?
Well, there's things about both that I love. I love all of it. But the good thing about the club show is it's more an intimate show. I can physically hang out and meet people. You play a festival, it's like 20,000 people. You don't really get that one-on-one time with as many people. Plus, like you said, you're going through a lot of bands. I do like the festival, man. It's fun to do those every now and then, and there's a lot of bands playing. You get to catch up with some of the other bands you toured with in the past because you're all on the festival at the same time. And I love the festival vibe. But man, the club is the way to go because it's a way to catch up, with fans. I'm always out watching the other bands. I'm always at the Birch booth. I'm at the bar having a cold beer. I'm always at the show. I love being at rock shows. It's part of why I love playing. And it's definitely the best way to hang out and catch up with fans. So I do love the club shows. And there's always something that happens. I mean, it seems like you can get away with with us, with Drowning Pool, we tend to just do a lot of we just go off on stage. Like we don't have like a set list all the time. Like something will happen or something will break and we have fun with it. Or sometimes I'll just bust into a cover tune in the middle of the set and not tell the guys for fun, and then we'll go into something on the fly. There's a lot of stuff like that happens nightly that's different. Then when you play a big festival stage, it's kind of like everything is like time set. You have a set schedule, you have your set list, and you're kind of limited to just kind of going off like that, a little freeform jam, if you will.
When you play a festival show, does it bum you out? And don't give me the industry answer. Give me the real answer. Does it bum you out when bands that are the flavor of the minute but have not proven themselves like a Drowning Pool has, get the higher slots on the, are playing at 8 o'clock on the main stage instead of, 4 o'clock on the side stage?
Yeah, we've experienced that several times, and I see there's the business side too. It's like, oh, this is the new song of this new band has a song on the radio, but they haven't spent the time in the years. I mean, we've been touring for like 20, 25 years now to build that fan base that you'll see that's going to come out. And I've seen, I'm not going to name any bands, but we've had some bands do that where they wanted to flip flop with us because they had the big single out, and then we played, and then everybody left, and then they're standing out there with like, a few people, and they're just like, ah. So sometimes, what are you gonna do with this? Oh, we made a mistake. Well, you got to earn that respect from the fans, and you have to put your show on and build that fan base. But sometimes, I don't know if it's the band themselves or their management or the labels, but you see that happen, man. And it's kind of like bands like Seven Dust is a great example, man. They've been touring forever. You don't want to go on after Seven Dust. You don't want to do that stuff.
Right.
Disturbed been playing forever. Like, you do a big festival, and it's like, oh, the new band wants to go on up around that stuff, and it usually seems like it kind of hurts them in the long run. It's great for them to be in front of new people, yes, but to be like, sometimes you get pushed way above that spot. Yeah, it's not cool, man.
No, you're right, and especially with Seven Dust, the lack of respect from the industry is criminal with that band. That band should be massive.
I know, man. They should. I think the same thing with them like us, man. We get hit with a lot of the business side of things that kind of brings it down and kind of, it kills the momentum that you could have or where you should be music-wise. Like, again, with them, they've been putting out records forever, amazing records. Their show is always, awesome. So it's like, you know what you're going to get when you see Seven Dust. You're going to have a great time on a good show. Same thing, when you go see Drowning Pool and Saliva, come on.
Well, I can attest to that. I've seen Drowning Pool, I think 8 times, and you guys have never put on a clunker. Never. It's always full. Man. It's always full energy, and I'll be the first one to admit. Do I know every song? No. I don't. But that being said, I know.
I don't know. I'm
well, I hope you know them better than me, but. But dude, it's always a fun time, man. So I know you mentioned that that you and Ryan are at least putting some ideas together. Obviously, you don't have a release date or anything yet, but where do you think, if you were guessing, what would you think?
Well, we're just going with the flow with everything, dude. We really we ease into this. The whole conversation started at the beginning of the year because we had a few festival shows and we had the show with Pantera coming up. And a lot of people don't know this, but we looked like we were going to turn into a 3-piece for a minute, and we actually did a handful of shows with us 3 singing. And just those shows coming up, we hadn't talked to Ryan in a long time. Our bass player Stevie brought it up. It's like, hey, we got these shows coming up. You want to see what Ryan's up to? So we called him up. It was all natural, and he came in, and it just clicked like that. Like, we didn't skip a beat, man. Like, we just started playing the songs we hadn't played in 13 years. Like, we just played them yesterday. So it felt right. It felt perfect. The shows have been awesome. And so now it's like, he came in town. We did those 3 shows. He went, he lives outside of London now. So he's flying in today. I'm picking him up this evening. He's going to be at my house for 2 weeks. And we're getting stuff ready for the Saliva run. So we have like 3 songs in the pot right now that I'm working on. And again, it's something I'm not going to try to push, but it's also, we're not going to be lax on. It's, we want to get new music out there. And it's coming out fast, man. We have a great working flow, if you will. Okay. So I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks we'll have like 3 songs pretty solid. But as far as the date and the time limit, we can't put that on the creation and the art, if you will, because we want to put out solid music. Not right on. Then here's a good song. Here we are with Ryan now. Not like, hurry up, get a song out. Industry wants a song. We're gonna put it out when it's right, and it's gonna be very soon.
Cool. All right. So Chris and I always argue about the state of rock music today, and I'm kind of changing my tune a little bit. That I see a lot of better music out there than I thought was out there. But I think it's because I watch award shows, I listen to radio, and radio's either playing the same old shit, or the award shows are just ignoring like real rock bands. Yeah. They have wuss rock up there with these Glass Tiger crap wannabe rock bands that aren't actually playing rock music. Why is that? Why is rock music getting, in my opinion, kind of played down by mainstream?
I don't know. I think it's kind of been pushed down into that underground again. It kind of felt like, at least for me, in the 80s and stuff, like when you've heard of Metallica, when people were trading cassette tapes and stuff, and it was like, it was metal was so underground, and then it blew up. And I just feel like it's been pushed back down again, and it's starting to creep up right now. Yeah. You know, I started questioning myself too, because like I'm like, did Guns N' Roses put out a bunch of records, or just Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle? Exactly. We know those songs. They've been out for 30 years now. Maybe did they have any other records? I'm sure they did. But why does the radio pick those two? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Nuts. It's insanity now at this point. Like, I don't know what the radio's thinking. They got to know by now. And AC/DC, man, the same two freaking songs. It's like, I love AC/DC. They have great. I mean, dude, every song on their record's great. Why did they pick the two songs? I don't know. It's like,
yeah, I turn it off now when I hear it. But I mean, I watch this.
I know, right? You got to turn it off now. Yeah.
I watch these award shows, and I'm sitting there. They have a rock category with no rock bands in it, and it makes me sick.
That's not. What the hell is that? Y'all know the definition of rock?
Taylor Swift. Yeah. I mean, all right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. That's frustrating. Like, what the hell is this shit? So
Is it better though that right now maybe that it is back to underground, because what it does is it makes the loyal fans, you know, it becomes our little secret again, instead of, you know, there was nothing worse than when Metallica broke huge and your girlfriend's mother was singing along to Enter Sandman. You know, it was like, nah, that's not good. Yeah. You know.
Unless it's a mother-daughter thing, but then other than that, yeah.
Nice.
But no, I know what you're saying. And going back to what you said about clubs, that's the thing. You know, it's, yes, the big arena rock show and being a ring, you know, like Disturbed had the fire and the lights, and that's awesome during the show. But there's something to be said. Like, I've gone to so many club shows and had some of the best experiences, and that's what we're doing now. It's like, you know, the word intimate, I don't know if it's the right word to use for it, but it's definitely, that's, you know, it's a handful of, it's like an extended house party, and we're all there and having a good time together in this little private club, if you will. So I love it, man. I'm looking forward to this tour with Saliva, man. It's going to be,
amen.
It's gonna be awesome. And I'm
looking forward to it too. I'm really looking forward to actually seeing you guys and seeing Saliva and seeing some bands in a close-up setting and having a good time at a rock show, because we don't get enough of those around here. So I'm looking forward to you guys coming through town.
Yeah, the House of Blues is gonna be great. And our drummer Mike lived there in Cleveland for years too.
That's right. Yeah,
his family there, so we have a lot of family and friends in Cleveland, man. We love it. We actually did some stuff with Ben Shiegel there as well a while back.
From Switched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? The weird part is, and this is, again, it goes back to what we were saying before about the festivals. We hardly ever get any shows here anymore, because everybody plays whatever, Sonic Temple or Incarnation, and you know as well as anybody, they got that radius rule, so we can't get any shows for 90 days on each side of it or whatever it is.
Right. You can't get anybody in there, man. That radius clause, and I get why they do that, but that takes away from Cleveland, man.
Yeah, and some people don't want to drive. Some of us drink. We don't want to drive 2 hours each way. That's a little dangerous.
Right, we need some kind of party bus, man. We do. I might think about that when I get there in Cleveland. Maybe we need we'll just bring the shows to Cleveland, man. Stop having all those other festivals for
there you go.
We appreciate you coming on tonight, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys having me on there as well, man. And I look forward to hanging out on the show, man.
Well, where should we tell people to keep up with you guys, dude? Where should we tell them to go online?
You know, the Facebook and Instagram is pretty much it. Ryan has actually been on there a lot. I've been slacking a little bit, but I'm just trying to get everything together for this upcoming tour, you know, personal
sure.
life. So I'm not on it as much as I should be, but I'll be all over the social media here soon enough with everything that's going on now. But that's good. We have the Adrenaline Pool, it's like .net or whatever now that you can go to. That's also, we're kind of rebuilding our stuff. We're independent. We're done with management label at this point, because they just, God bless their hearts, they just failed us miserably every single time, 4 times in a row. So we're going to go down the independent route. And
okay.
Yeah, I got the site pulled up, drowning.pool.live.
.live, okay, that's what it is now. We just switched things over.
That's awesome, too, by the way.
So yeah, man, well, thank you guys, dude.
Thank you, man.
The show, man. House of Blues.
Amen, brother.
We got to end it with some bodies live. Some stuff, so
you let them bodies, don't catch them. You let them go.
Yeah, just let them hit it.
Thank you, brother, for coming on.
All right, CJ.
All right, thank you, man. Have a good one.
All right, peace, man.
Yeah.
What separates Triv's restaurant in Strongsville from everybody else? Some restaurants you go to eat the same thing over and over and over. But then there are restaurants like Triv's, where you want to go there every single time and eat something different until you have eaten every single item on the menu. Why? Because the food's delicious, and it has been for almost a quarter of a century. Triv's has amazing food, outstanding service, and an opportunity for you to have private dining, special events, and intimate occasions. You can enjoy a memorable fine dining experience in your own dedicated, intimate space. Visit Triv's in the heart of Strongsville. Call now for reservations, 440-238-8830. Triv's in Strongsville. Joe Burdick custom flags are amazing. Each flag is handcrafted to reflect the imperfect perfection, making each piece of patriotic wall art unique. This is a local small business, veteran-owned and proud. Joe Burdick creates symbolic artwork that is built to last. Display your spirit, pride, and patriotism by calling 440-305-2065 and let Joe's flag serve you. 440-305-2065. Joe Burdick Flags. Let me introduce you to Charlie's Auto Repair. Any car, any truck, any problem, Charlie's does it right. You know how it is. The check your engine light comes on, you put air in the tires, and the light is still on. 216-470-0170. That's Charlie's Auto Repair, 13728 Madison in Lakewood. Charlie can do it all, from small engine repair to fleet maintenance and system diagnostics. 216-470-0170. Charlie's Auto Repair. Let Charlie make your car great once again.